Aquarius, how's it? I already input your cards and placed them, so now we're ready for go. And this reading is for July 2026. Right now, the universe, they're handing you something real, not one vague promise or maybe someday kind fantasy, one actual tangible opportunity. And you need to pay attention to this because plenty times your Aquarius folks stay so busy thinking about the future that you miss what's right in front of you. The Ace of Pentacles sits in your present situation. And Aquarius, this card is the ultimate green light. This is prosperity knocking on your door. New income streams, health commitments. You're finally ready for Make. Career shifts that actually make sense for once. The garden is fertile. The conditions stay right. The hand coming out from the clouds, stay offering you one solid, real opportunity. But here's the thing, the plenty people miss about the Ace of Pentacles. The card shows you the seed, not the harvest. You gotta plant them. You gotta take that first step. You gotta commit to the process, even when you don't can see the full picture yet. And for you, Aquarius, you're the sign that can see 10 years into the future, but sometimes struggle to show up today. This card is they telling you that the vision you've been holding, the one you've been refining in your head, stay time for ground them. Stay time for make them real. The opportunity is here. The question is, you going to take them? Standing directly in your way is justice. And Aquarius, this card no fuck around. Justice is asking you for settle your karmic debts, honor your commitments, get clear, like painfully clear, about what's fair and what's not. Maybe you've been cutting corners. Maybe you've been avoiding one difficult conversation because you don't like deal with emotional fallout. Maybe you've been pretending one situation is balanced when deep down, you know, still lopsided as hell. Justice says the scales need to level out before you can move forward. No shortcuts, no creative accounting, no I'll deal with it later kind thinking. Just clean, honest action. And for Aquarius specifically, this hits different because you're the sign that values truth and fairness on an intellectual level. You can see justice from far when happening to other people, but in your own life, sometimes you rationalize, you detach, you tell yourself the imbalance is temporary or necessary or not that bad. Justice is calling bullshit on that. The scales gotta balance. The truth gotta come out. And you the one who gotta make them happen. Your conscious goal, the thing you're actively reaching for, is the Hangman Reversed. And Aquarius, translation time. You power being stuck. That period of waiting, reflecting, hanging upside down while the world spins without you. Wow. Finished. Over. You ready for untie yourself, land on your feet, and take action. The lesson has been learned. The perspective has shifted. Now it's time to implement. The hangman upright is about surrender and gaining new perspective through stillness. But reversed, it's about breaking free from stagnation. It's about refusing to wait because waiting no longer serves. The Aquarius guys sometimes get stuck in analysis paralysis. You can see so many possible futures, so many variables, so many potential outcomes that you freeze. You wait for the perfect moment or the right conditions. The Hangman Reverse is telling you the perfect moment is now. The right conditions, you're going to create them by moving. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for certainty. Stop waiting for someone else to make the first move. Untie yourself and go. Well, let's talk about where all this started, because the Page of Swords reversed sits at your root. And Aquarius, this card stays showing me that your foundation was shaky from the beginning. Miscommunication, scattered thoughts, gossip, or just plain mental chaos. This created the baseline you've been operating from. Maybe you was all ideas and no follow through. You had the vision, but not the discipline. You could see the destination, but you never mapped the route. Or maybe your words were sharper than you intended. You Aquariuses get one reputation for being detached and logical. But when the Page of Swords stay reversed, that detachment can turn into coldness. That logic can cut like one blade. Either way, this energy set the tone for everything that followed. Your foundation wasn't solid ground, was shifting sand. And you've been trying to build stability on top of them ever since. The good news? You can see it now. You can recognize that the chaos at the root is why everything above feels unstable. Once you see it, you can address them. In the recent past, the King of Swords reversed reveals you've been running yourself into the ground. And Aquarius, this one will surprise you. Impulsive decisions, aggressive communication, burnout disguised as productivity. You was moving fast, real fast, but not necessarily in the right direction. You was charging forward because standing still felt like failure. You was pushing because you thought if you just work harder, move faster, did more, everything would click into place. But speed without strategy is just expensive chaos. The Knight of Swords reversed is showing me someone who's been operating on adrenaline and anxiety instead of clarity and purpose. You've been reacting instead of responding. You've been fussing instead of flowing. And your body, your mind, they're exhausted. The good news, in Aquarius, this is important. This energy is fading. Stay in the recent past position, which means you're already moving away from them. You're starting to recognize that the way you've been operating is unsustainable. You're starting to see that rest is not weakness, that slowing down is not giving up, that strategy matters more than speed. The immediate future brings temperance. And honestly, Aquarius, this one is relief. This card is the antidote to everything that's been wearing you down. It's about balance, patience, blending opposite forces into something sustainable. Think of them as the universe saying, slow down, find your rhythm. Stop treating life like a sprint when actually it's a marathon. Temperance shows one angel pouring water between two cups, blending, mixing, finding the right ratio. That's what's coming for you. The ability to integrate the different parts of your life, work and rest, logic and intuition, independence and connection, into something that actually works. Healing is on the horizon, but only if you're willing to pace yourself, only if you're willing to avoid extremes. Because sometimes you operate in all or nothing mode. You're either fully committed or you're completely detached. You're either working 80 hours a week or you're ghosting everybody for 3 months. Temperance is asking you to find the middle path, the sustainable approach, the long-term strategy that no require you for sacrifice your well-being. Balance is coming, but you got to meet them halfway. Now, how do you see yourself in all of this? The Death card sits in your attitude position. And Aquarius, this one shows me you recognize you stay in the middle of one massive transformation. Old versions of yourself is dying. Outdated habits, relationships, belief systems, they're being shed. And while that can feel uncomfortable as hell, you understand, gotta happen. You're not resisting change. You're leaning into them. The Death card is one of the most misunderstood cards in the deck. People see the skeleton and the blade and they panic. But death is not about endings. It's about transformation. It's about the natural cycle of release and renewal. And you, Aquarius, you're the sign that understands evolution. You're the visionary. You're the one who can see that sometimes things gotta die to make room for what's next. So you're not afraid of this transformation. It might be uncomfortable. You might be grieving what you're losing, but you're not fighting them. You know that the person you become is worth the discomfort of letting go who you was. Your environment, however, is one different story. The Four of Swords reverse suggests your surroundings is anything but restful. Restlessness is in the air that you need for either get back in the game or completely crash. Your external world is pushing you for move, but your body and mind stay begging for one break. This tension you're going to need for navigate carefully, Aquarius. The Four of Swords upright is about rest, recovery, and strategic retreat, but reversed is showing me that rest is not happening. Either you refusing to take the break you need, or your environment is making them impossible, even when you try. Maybe your living situation is chaotic. Maybe your work environment is demanding constant availability. Maybe the people around you keep pulling you into drama or responsibility when you're trying to step back. The Four of Swords reversed is one warning. If you don't create space for rest, your body going to create them for you. And when your body makes that decision, not going to be gentle. You got to find ways to protect your energy, even when your environment is not supporting them. That might mean setting harder boundaries. That might mean saying no more often. That might mean physically removing yourself from situations that drain you. Your environment might not change, but your relationship to it can. And here is where it gets interesting, Aquarius. Your hopes and fears stay wrapped in the Nine of Pentacles. Deep down, what you really want is financial independence, self-sufficiency, the ability to enjoy the life you built without constantly hustling or depending on anyone else. You like sit in your garden, sip your own wine, and know that you earn every bit of it. You like have the freedom to say no to opportunities that don't align with your values. You like have the resources for support, the causes you care about without sacrificing your own stability. The Nine of Pentacles is the card of, I did this myself, and it feels good. But there's also one fear lurking underneath all that desire. And Aquarius, you got to be honest about this. What if you cannot get there? What if the work never pays off? What if you end up isolated in your pursuit of independence? You value community and collective progress, but you're also fiercely protective of your autonomy. But sometimes that creates tension. Like be part of something bigger, but you don't like depend on anyone. You like contribute, but you don't like be controlled. The Nine of Pentacles is showing me that your deepest hope and your deepest fear stay two sides of the same coin. The hope for true freedom and the fear that freedom might mean being alone. So if you like find out how to build the kind of financial freedom that no require you for sacrifice your sanity or your values, check out the address at the bottom of the screen. We put together resources specifically for help you move from survival mode into actual stability. Because here's the truth, Aquarius. You can meditate your way out of needing rent money. Your body don't care about your vision board. And when your nervous system stays trapped in survival mode, it's biologically impossible for access to calm, creative, connected state where a real transformation happens. Financial foundation is not separate from your wellness. So if you're ready for address that piece, the link stay right there. The final outcome is the King of Cups and Aquarius. This is one of the best cards you can hope for. This king, no rule through force or intellect alone. He leads with emotional intelligence, compassion, and one deep sense of calm. He sits on his throne above turbulent waters, completely no bother me. He mastered his emotions without suppressing them. He wise, balanced, and grounded. This is where you're headed if you stay the course. You're going to reach one place where you can navigate life's inevitable storms without losing your center. You're going to be financially stable, emotionally mature, and capable of helping others without draining yourself. The chaos that define your foundation going to be one distant memory replaced by quiet confidence that no need for prove itself to nobody. The King of Cups is mastery, not perfection, mastery. He still feels everything. The water beneath his throne still churns, but he's no longer controlled by him. He's no longer tossed around by every wave. And for you, Aquarius, you're the sign that sometimes struggles with emotions because you process everything through your mind first. This outcome is showing you that emotional intelligence and intellectual clarity can coexist. They're not opposites, they're partners. You can be logical and compassionate. You can be visionary and grounded. You can be independent and connected. The King of Cups is showing you that the person you're becoming can hold all of them at once. So Aquarius, here's what's for you as we close out this reading. The universe is handing you one real opportunity, the Ace of Pentacles. But justice is demanding you clean up your messes first. No shortcuts, no avoiding hard conversations, just honest, clean action. You done being stuck. The Hangman Reversed. The waiting period is over. It's time for a move. Your foundation was shaky. Page of Swords reversed. And you've been running yourself into the ground. Knight of Swords reversed. But that energy is fading. You can see it now. And you can choose differently. Temperance is coming for bring balance. But only if you're willing to pace yourself and avoid extremes. You recognize you stay in the middle of one massive transformation. Death card. And you're not resisting. You're leaning into them instead. Your environment is restless. Four of Swords reversed. But you can't protect your energy, even when your surroundings don't support you. Your deepest desire is the Nine of Pentacles. Financial independence, self-sufficiency, and the freedom to enjoy what you built. And that's not selfish. That's how it should be. The King of Cups is waiting for you on the other side. Emotional mastery, calm leadership, the ability for navigate turbulent waters without losing your center. So what's the move? Honor justice by cleaning up your messes. Embrace temperance by slowing down and finding balance. Trust that the transformation, death, you're experiencing is leading somewhere worth going. And keep your eyes on that Nine of Pentacles vision, because the King of Cups on the other side is waiting for you to claim your throne. You got this, Aquarius. The cards see them. I see them. And deep down, you know it too. So that's it, Aquarius. That's your reading for July 2026. Mahalo and aloha. And we'll catch you guys on the flip.